Today, I really need to tackle some decluttering my house, and it's not the type of decluttering that we tend to typically think of, like I'm decluttering out my Tupperware or my kitchen utensil drawer or my closet. Today, we're going to be tackling a lot of surface clutter. So when I talk about surface clutter, I talk about just things that have ended up sitting out on flat surfaces. And I think these are one of the hardest things to sort of declutter, because typically if they're sitting out, they've sort of just been lingering and loitering on flat surfaces. It's probably because you've been avoiding them for some reason. Maybe like it needs to go down to the basement and you've been too lazy to go down there, or if it's something that needs action taken on it, you need to take it to the post office, or you need to go online to fill out a piece of paper that goes with it or whatever. So for whatever reason, you just keep avoiding it. Not necessarily that most of it is really all that hard to tackle. It's just because you've avoided it, now just sort of subconsciously you continue to avoid it, and it just kind of grows on itself and it becomes this weird, bizarre clutter snowball. So anyways, my house has definitely developed a little bit of surface clutter. We've just had a crazy couple of weeks between myself getting COVID and my daughter getting COVID, and then back to school, and then sicknesses from being back to school. And then on top of that, our dog Olive had surgery and she's been quarantined in this weird little contraption thing in our dining room that's taking up a bunch of space because she's not allowed to jump on furniture. But I'm really realizing that just what was a couple little piles is growing into more and more piles. They're having pile babies, and it's impacting my productivity and my mood so much. It's so crazy, the correlation between having excess clutter out and how it impacts your mental health. And there's all sorts of studies around this, but essentially when you have stuff out that needs to be tended to, it sort of becomes this unknown to-do list. And you kind of see it, and even if you don't consciously acknowledge it, you know that it's there. As you're walking through the room, you see the pile of notebooks and you're like, I need to put that away. And as you're walking through the kitchen, you see that little clutter pile that is accumulating and you're like, oh, I need to get to that paperwork. I need to put that stuff away. I need to sort through whatever that random stuff is. And it just continues to add to this to-do list in your brain that you don't even know that you have. There's literally been studies about people with too much clutter, surface clutter in their space, and how it leads to things like poor sleep and anxiety and overeating and all sorts of other avoidance techniques, because it's impacting us whether we realize it or not. So I need to tackle it for my mental health, and so I'm gonna sort of walk you through the process of how I do this. What I love about finally tackling surface clutter that we have been avoiding is it never really takes as long as we think that it's going to. I'm gonna work sort of room by room as far as just sorting through the stuff. What I really want to do is I want to go through the items that have become surface clutter, and I want to categorize them by the action that needs to happen on them. So I'm not just going to pile books with books and clothes with clothes or whatever. I want to sort them by action. So what needs to happen on them. Maybe it's stuff that just needs to go back to where it needs to go to. Maybe it's paperwork that needs to be filled out. And if it is paperwork that needs to be filled out, I'm gonna categorize it if it's stuff I can do, or is it stuff that it's for my husband or we have to do together, and maybe that's why it's been sitting out. The key here is that I need to be intentional about scheduling time to make sure all of this happens. In general, I tend to find that we don't get to things because we literally don't have time to get to things. Most of us have very little free time in our day-to-day life, and so if we don't intentionally schedule time in to take care of it, it's not gonna happen. Something else is gonna take up that time. Just a random diaper. Okay, so I've organized everything into the actions that needs to happen. This is all stuff that just needs to go away. It belongs somewhere else. It has a home that it belongs to. It needs to make its way there. I've got a pile that's trash. I have just a couple of papers that need action taken on them. I have something that needs action taken on it, but it's not paper. So this is a door stop we need to install. So that's something that is a house thing that needs to be taken care of. Paperwork that needs to be filed. And then the last thing I have is a little pile that I'm not sure with yet. I'm not sure where it belongs, but I'm not doesn't need to be filed, and I'm not sure that I want to throw it away. So I'm gonna start with the easy stuff. I'm gonna throw away trash, and I'm going to get the stuff put away where it goes. It's all stuff that all has a home. There's no reason that it shouldn't just be in the home that it goes to, so. I love this as an example of how surface clutter becomes a thing. This is the dough hook to my Cuisinart. I probably used it 2 weeks ago, I'd put the Cuisinart away. This was like in the dishwasher or something. And so by the time it was done getting washed, the Cuisinart was put away. I'm calling it Cuisinart. My like stand mixer, you know what I mean. And so I put it on a bowl on the counter. And there it has been sitting. I don't keep my stand mixer anywhere far away. It literally goes in this drawer right here. And I've gone down into that cupboard probably 30 times since this has been sitting out. Why was this an obstacle? Like every time I saw it, I was like, can't put it away right now. I don't know, like I literally had to take it from this bowl right here and put it down into this cupboard, but this is how surface clutter becomes a thing. Quick break to tell you about the sponsor for today's video, which is Ritual. Now, just like being really good about keeping my counter spaces clear is sort of this daily habit that I do to my overall wellness, how it helps with my mental health. There are other things that I do every single day to sort of help, like taking time to do 15 minutes of yoga every morning and making sure I'm always taking a multivitamin. But I feel like the thing with multivitamins is there are so many options out there nowadays. It can feel really overwhelming to try to pick the right one because I don't know about you guys, but I am not a nutritionist. I just want to find the one that is right for me. That's why I love Ritual Essential for women 18 plus, because it is a clinically backed multivitamin. No matter how balanced I keep my diet, some nutrients are just hard to get from food alone, but I feel really confident that I'm getting what I need when I take this multivitamin. It is USP verified, which means that what is on the label is what is in the product, which would seem really obvious that like all vitamins should be that way, like if what's on the label is what's in the product, but that's just unfortunately not always the case. And I really just wanted to find a vitamin that was going to give me what I needed and what it said it was giving me without having to like go get my degree in nutrition. If you want to try out Ritual for yourself and take the guesswork out of your multivitamin, there is a link in my description box down below. You can also use the code Kallie20 to get 20% off your first month. Okay, so what I'm left with now is the things that need action taken on them. Paperwork to be completed, paperwork to be filed away, and then like action items, this doorstop that needs to get installed. But look at what a difference we already have made to the space by just completing 2 of our piles, right? All I did was garbage and items that needed to get put away. And this is like, I like to talk a lot about my big 3 rule. And this is essentially anytime you have a big task that you're sort of avoiding, especially like cleaning tasks around the house, you list out all of the things that you need to get done. It may be a list of like 10 things. Focus on the top 3 things that are going to give you the most impact. Typically there's 2 or 3 things that is going to give you 70 to 85% of the impact. So just by tackling 2 of my action lists, I was able to see like a 70% improvement. Okay, let's move on to this disaster, which is my secretary desk. Now, I know exactly why my secretary desk looks like this at this current moment. The biggest reason is because this is where my dog has been sort of quarantined during her surgery recovery. So it's been hard to get to it. Because it's been hard to get to, the drawers that are inside of them have become a total mess. They're not organized like they usually would. So thus, all the stuff on the top here is stuff that belongs in the drawers but haven't made their way into the drawers because the drawers are messy. So that can be a huge roadblock with surface clutter, is that the reason we haven't put it away is because there is an action required in order to put it away. Lots of times I end up with surface clutter of stuff that like belongs in our basement, like we keep tools in the basement and just like extra surplus stuff down there. It's really not that much of an extra step, but especially if like my 1-year-old is like running around, I can't necessarily get down to the basement. And so it's this extra step of putting it away that's preventing me from doing it. I'm going to organize these drawers right now so that I can finally get the stuff off the top back into the drawers where they belong, and I guarantee is going to take me less than 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm less than maybe 45 minutes into decluttering and organizing everything, maybe not even, and that includes extra time for like setting up my tripod and moving stuff around. All that is left is my little pile of paperwork that needs attention. The papers that need to get filed away got taken care of when I finally organized that secretary desk, because that's where I file my immediate papers away. I have the doorstop because, let's be real, I'm not gonna be the one putting this up. Michael's gonna do that this weekend. And this diaper, why is this diaper still here? Hold on. Okay, so let's talk about 2 last lingering items when it comes to our surface clutter. One is, what do we do with the stuff that's left over that we can't get to right now, right? I've got the doorstop and I've got some paperwork that needs to get taken care of. And I think the thing that a lot of people forget to do is when they have items that require action that they can't get to right now, like it's not something you can just put away, or you run out of time or whatever, is that you need to schedule some time to do that. I always talk about like scheduling time to schedule time, because I think so many of us run around with these like to-do lists in our head, but very little of us have a lot of free time in our day. And so if we're not intentional about actually scheduling time to do it, it never happens. So one thing I like to do when I have little tasks that I need to accomplish is I keep like a running to-do list on my notepad. Lots of times home type projects like hanging up the doorstop, that's something that's gonna happen on the weekend. I just know that's not gonna happen on a Monday through Friday, given our schedule. My husband and I are both working, small kids in the home. Typically on Fridays, my husband and I usually like have a quick little text convo about like what we wanna accomplish this weekend, like what stuff we're doing, like what's coming up, what are we gonna have for dinner, which is always the most exciting thing to talk about for the weekend. And I will always say, what tasks do you have that you need to get done? And I will tell him any tasks that I need to get done. And then lots of times, and I know that this might sound sort of crazy, but we will like actively schedule in when that's gonna happen. And this isn't like, we're not like scheduling every hour of our weekend at all, but we might say, okay, like we have these 5 home projects that need to happen. If they're all things maybe Michael needs to do, I'm like, you know what, Saturday morning after we have breakfast, I'll take the kids for a walk and then you can tackle those things. Or let's do them together when the kids take a nap or whatever. We just are intentional about setting when we will do it, just sort of like putting it out there and saying like, this is when it will happen. Because if you don't do that, it very often won't happen. We hope so badly if we leave the little box with the doorstop on the counter that we'll remember to do it, but we won't. We probably won't if we don't schedule it in, because otherwise something else will schedule itself in for us. And then the other thing about surface clutter is like, how do we even prevent this from happening? How do I prevent my house from getting as sort of cluttered as it has been? And in some ways, you can't always. Sometimes life is just gonna happen. I told you about the last few weeks of my life where it's like, sometimes you just, when life is crazy, have to allow yourself to let it get a little bit messy. Like I always think about like when you have a newborn, right? The house is gonna be a little bit messy. It's gonna be a little bit more hectic. What I've learned so much through the process of learning to be more tidy and just like live with less stuff is that you can always get it back, and you can always get it back so much quicker than you think that you can. I think lots of times when I used to have clutter out, or I would see a mess, my closet was messy, or a drawer was really disorganized, it would give me immediate anxiety. I would look at it, I'd be like, nope, I cannot, like I don't even know where to start with that, and I would just avoid it. And obviously it would just get worse and worse and worse. I've learned that 1, it usually never takes as long as you think that it's going to take. And 2, you can always break it down into smaller units. Do 10 minutes of something today, 10 minutes of something tomorrow, 10 minutes of something the next day. I always talk to you guys about setting the 10-minute alarm or the 15-minute alarm. Those are really achievable bite-sized amounts of time that we can like tackle something. You know, sometimes we see a big mess and we're like, I do not have an hour to do this right now, but we might be able to give it 10 minutes. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it just comes down to the daily habits that you are adopting. Yes, when life gets really busy, those habits might sort of fall off, and that's how you're gonna end up with like extra surface clutter and extra mess. But if you are good about just like general daily habits that are helping you take care of the areas that are usually generating clutter, I personally like at least twice a day will do a quick walk through my house. I'm talking 3 minutes. But when I say my house, I mean the downstairs. It's not a very big space. It'll take me 2 or 3 minutes, clear off any clutter on flat surfaces. It literally only takes a couple of minutes if I do it in the morning and at night. And if I'm doing it that way, then it's not building up into this big thing. Like I said at the beginning of the video, clutter just attracts more clutter. So by keeping less on the counters, anytime there's one clutter, it's gonna be so much more obvious and easier to clear off. Definitely the most important thing is just understanding that it's not as scary as it looks. In the process of doing this over and over and over again just makes you so much more aware of your stuff, what's really important, makes it a lot easier to get rid of stuff that you're really not using or that you really don't need because it's not worth your time to manage it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was super beneficial for me. I'm so glad. Like I can't tell you, literally my level of calm has gone, like, I wanna say it's gone down. No, my level of calm has gone up so much in just like the last 60 minutes. Just having that stuff off of my spaces. Like it's crazy how much the visual clutter can impact your brain and you don't even realize it. But anyways, that does it for today's video. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. As always, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to yourself and to others, and I will see you all in my next video.